So good morning. This is my first in a series of videos there. I'm just going to explain what I'm reading and why and what I'm getting out of it. So welcome to my place in Leaside, Toronto. And I've just had my morning smoothie and I'm ready to go. So the first book that I want to talk about is called The Unsettling of America by Wendell. Now, this is something I've been interested in for a long time, and it's basically a mixture of ecology and what I would call political advocacy. So trying to help make a difference in the world beyond one's own self and one's own family and one's own neighborhood. So what this book really talks about, Wendell Berry's The Unsettling of America, is how ecology and agriculture intersected in the 20th century especially. So the movement from the family farm to the industrial mega farm with monoculture, and how this, especially the Farm Bill in the 1950s, made a big difference in the economics of farming. And it forced a lot of the small family farmers to give up their traditional pastime activities, career. And one of the main points of this book is basically that ecology is really about, it's a policy, but it's about daily activities and attitudes that individuals have. So if you think about the difference between abstract concepts like ecology, even policy in general, politics, movements, ideology, these are all such abstract things. Economics, agriculture, these are all such abstract things that drive the way the government works on a daily basis. So there are literally people in Washington or wherever, national capitals, state capitals, provincial capitals, which talk about policy, who talk about policy all the time. But that's very different than the lived experience of the individual who's affected by those policies. And that's really what this book is about. It's about the distinction between the individual lived experience of someone just trying to make it through the day, through the week, through the month, through the seasons, and making the best life for themselves, being true to their own values. And that intersection between that level and the policy, the abstract policy level. And what they're saying is that if you focus too much, what he's saying is if you focus too much on the abstract policy level, you miss out on something that's very human. And it's very difficult to maintain a balance between those two levels. So the people who are making policy really need to understand what the lived experience of the people who they represent are going through. And that's difficult. That's just not an easy thing for humans to do. And it has to do with the way our brains work and how our minds develop. And that will be the subject of a future session. So I hope that's a nice little introduction. There are other books that are related to this, and I'll just pause here and make a list.